There comes a moment in life that nobody prepares you for. A moment so quiet and yet so violent that nothing on the outside changes, and yet everything on the inside collapses. It isn't dramatic, it isn't cinematic. There's no music playing in the background, no warning sign in the sky. It's just a sentence, or a memory, or a betrayal, or a truth you accidentally discover on an ordinary day. And suddenly, the world you trusted no longer feels solid beneath your feet. Something shifts, something cracks, and from that moment on, you cannot see things the same way again. People call it pain, heartbreak, or stress, but that's not what it is. Pain fades, stress passes, heartbreak heals. This stays. It stays because what shattered wasn't your heart, it was your illusion, and once an illusion breaks, it never grows back the same. It makes you doubt memories that once felt sacred. It makes love feel foolish, loyalty seem naive, and kindness a mistake you swear you'll never repeat. You replay conversations with 1,000 different endings. You rewrite the past until it bleeds. You blame yourself for not seeing what was hidden on purpose. And still you wake, still you breathe, even when your hands tremble and your heart insists it will never heal. Silences feel heavier. Rooms feel colder. It's as if someone quietly adjusted the brightness of reality and now everything looks too sharp, too honest, too real. You try to go back. Everyone does. You try to laugh, love, and trust the same way, but you can't. Because once you see clearly, you can't force yourself to be blind. And that's when the loneliness begins. You sit with people you've known for years and feel miles away from them. You listen to conversations that once excited you and wonder how they ever felt important. You look at your old dreams and they feel small, almost childish, like clothes you've outgrown but keep trying to squeeze back into. Life didn't get heavier, you just got deeper, and therefore the surface no longer satisfies you. And that depth is terrifying, because depth isolates, questions, and keeps you awake. There comes a moment when the silence grows loud, when the air feels heavy and the walls press close around you, when your chest tightens like it's carrying every memory at once, and you finally realize the person you were yesterday isn't coming back. Not because you failed, not because you fell, but because you've shed an old skin that no longer fits who you're meant to become. It feels like grief, like losing something you can't name, like standing at a funeral for a version of yourself. Yet beneath the ache, there's a strange awakening, a quiet breaking, a slow burn shaking, a truth in the making. You're not disappearing, you're transforming, not ending, just bending, not buried in the night, but rising, widening, becoming light. But here is the truth nobody says out loud. Nothing went wrong. You didn't lose yourself. You outgrew a version of yourself. And outgrowing hurts because it feels like death before it feels like rebirth. We were taught that strength looks like certainty, like having all the answers, never doubting the way. But real strength is the bravery to question every belief and let the false ones fade away. We were taught that maturity means stability, holding tight, afraid to fall apart. But real maturity is breaking your own illusions and rebuilding stronger from the heart. You didn't become colder, you became clearer. You didn't become distant, you became discerning. You didn't stop feeling, you simply stopped pretending. And therefore the world didn't darken, your vision sharpened. And that is very different, because darkness hides, clarity reveals, and revelation is rarely comfortable. You start setting boundaries you once thought were selfish. You start saying no without explaining yourself. You start walking away without dramatic speeches. Not because you stopped caring, but because you finally care about yourself too. The same heart that once begged people to stay now quietly opens the door and lets them leave. The same mind that once overthought every rejection now finally knows what to believe. Not everything lost is a loss. Some endings are a quiet reprieve. Some things are released because they were never yours to keep. And slowly, something unexpected happens. The pain stops feeling like pain. It starts feeling like power. The storms that used to shake you barely move you. The words that used to break you can't reach you. You look back at everything that tried to end you, the nights you cried, the doors that closed, the people who left without looking back. And instead of collapsing, you straighten your spine, because every crack made space. Every space held wisdom. Every wound hardened into rhythm. What hurt you taught you. What cut you carved you. What nearly destroyed you quietly designed you. And suddenly you understand with a calm that feels almost holy. You weren't being punished. You were being prepared. And that's when you finally understand what this feeling really is. You're not tired. You're not broken. You're not lost. You're awake. Awake to patterns, awake to truth, awake to yourself. And people who are awake can never go back to sleep. Not the type of sleep of closing your eyes and starting to dream, but the one that doesn't allow you to accept more lies. Those are the ones who can't tolerate fake love. They can't tolerate shallow dreams. Once you wake up, you either live consciously or you don't live at all. So if you've been feeling different lately, quieter, more observant, less impressed by the noise and more protective of your peace, don't mistake that for emptiness. It isn't emptiness. It's awareness, a quiet release. It's growth beneath the surface. It's evolution that never ceases. It's the moment you stop surviving and finally live in peace. And that's what Still Awake is here for, to help you wake, rebuild, and breathe. Maybe that's why you're here, listening to this, feeling something you can't fully explain because a part of you already knows the truth. You're not alone in this. There are others like you, others who can't go back, the ones who see too much and stay up not because the world is loud, but because their minds are finally clear. This isn't insomnia, nor sadness. This is awakening. This is becoming. This is Still Awake. Because the breaking became the making, the fall became the call. The nights you thought would finish you quietly forged you tall. Every scar turned into sight. Every loss rewrote your light. Every wrong carved wisdom deep enough to guide you right. What tried to shake you shaped you. What tried to chain you trained you. What tried to end your story only strengthened and sustained you. You don't beg anymore. You don't bend anymore. You don't fear the dark because you've walked through darker before. Now you stand steady, breath heavy, heart ready, eyes wide and unafraid to face whatever comes your way. Not half alive, not barely surviving, not hiding, not shrinking, not slowly sinking, but rising, deciding, defining your own awake state. While the world keeps sleeping and dreaming small and safe, you remain aware, prepared, repaired, and rare. Not broken, not shaken, not quietly mistaken, but fully here, fully fierce, and still awake.